transfer is Chris Nelson, a junior from Augusta, Georgia, transferring in from Temple College in Texas. Number 13, another transfer from the University of South Florida, 6'2" sophomore Dory Nudge, and she is from Hungary by way of the University of South Florida. And number 23, a 5'9" senior from Naperville, Illinois, is Emily Eshu. The Spartans are coached by Tom Jesse, assistant coach Caitlin Mitrick, and the graduate assistant is Elena D'Alfredo.
It's her birthday, by the way.
It is.
And she had a very nice time over the holidays with her parents. They actually went on a tour out west and ended up at Oakland and went to see a Warriors game. Elena's favorite player in the NBA is Steph Curry. Didn't get to meet him, but she got to see him play, I think, for just the second time in person in her life. A big thrill.
Wow, no doubt about that. Spartans in the white jerseys. Palm Beach Atlantic, the Sailfish in the dark blue. Jumping center is Ross against Nudge. It's up, and Nudge gets the tip, controlled by Nelson. Tighter, still wearing that face mask.
Yeah, she put that on during the tournament that we called, or the round-robin affair, if you will.
Didn't seem to bother her.
No, it did not.
Nudge drives the lane all the way, misses the shot, and cleared by Garvin. Ten-minute quarters in women's basketball. Jump shot, banks it in, is DeShazer, and it's 2-0 Palm Beach Atlantic. Spartans come in with a 2-2 conference record, leading the league right now. There are 2 unbeatens. Rollins at 4-0, Florida Southern at 3-0. Nelson kicks out, tighter from the elbow, too strong, rebounded by Nelson, but she has it muscled away from her. Tampa at 2-2, sitting 2 games behind Palm Beach Atlantic, one of 2 winless teams in conference play. Florida Tech also 0-3. DJ kicks it back out. Cumbie knocks it down. It's inside the arc, a 2-pointer, 4-0. Minute and a half into the game. Julia Ingram getting ready to check in for the Spartans. The shoe. Off a pick. Back out to Tighter. Free throw line jumper. Spartans are on the board. Great day to be in Tampa. 82 degrees.
And there was a breeze even making it feel even nicer.
Yes.
We can't complain.
This is why most people come down here for this time of year. Though it is unseasonably warm. Normally the high is about 70. Long jumper. Nothing but net for DeShazer. And she has 5 and a 7-2 lead. The shoe off the pick. Looks to drive, kicks it out to Nelson. A lot of time, little double team and a steal. Coming back the other way is Garvin. Can she be stopped? No, puts it up, misses. Rebound, Cumbie, she misses. Fighting for it is McClure, and that's what Julia McClure will do for you. Fighting a taller player for the ball and taking it away.
That was Oya DJ a moment ago that hit the three-pointer, Jack, and
you are correct.
Looking at the stats, I was just trying to see if she was one of their top three-point shooters.
Spartans go inside, get the bucket, 7-4, 3 minutes into the game. A steal by Tighter. She doesn't have numbers, but it's 2-on-2. She backs it out. Finds McClure off the glass, no good. Nudge with the rebound. Spartans will reset. Got a new shot clock off the miss.
I looked at that because I remember that Oya DJ only had made 1 3 all year.
Really?
She was 1 for 8 before she. That was a pretty looking shot.
Yeah.
That was a nice looking shot.
Yeah. Nudge inside, fouled. Fouled by DeShazer. Hope everybody had a good New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Yep, absolutely.
Watched some football yesterday, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not.
No?
It's probably the first time in my adult life I did not watch a minute of a bowl game this season.
I did not commit to an entire game, but I'd flip back and forth. Went on a bike ride, too, so got my exercise in. Watched a little of the Rose Bowl parade. I always want my daughter to watch that.
Oh, that's nice.
Julia Ingram in for Chris Nelson, so Ingram will be the point guard. Nudge hits the free throw, 7-5.
Ingram had the highest scoring game of any Spartan so far this season when she knocked in 24 points, 6 of 9 from downtown against Puerto Rico Mayagüez earlier this season.
Taylor Lobbs in the lineup from Zimmerman, Minnesota, number 13.
She is their three-point shooter. 12 out of 34 this year, 35%. Nobody else has made more than, I think, 5 or 6.
Pass inside. Lays it up. No good. Titer grabs it. Cumbie had to alter the shot a little bit, and it just wouldn't fall. The shoe goes inside. Nudge is getting double-teamed immediately. So we'll see if the Spartans adjust to that. They do want to try to touch the post. Back into Nudge. And I think she got 3 seconds.
Yeah, and she might have got away with a push-off prior to that. She kind of threw her left arm out into the body of the defender, but no whistle on that.
Well, a turnover with nothing else in the box score. No foul is the lesser of all of it.
Our officials today, Ronald Lettington, Will Schreiber, and DeAndre Campbell, a veteran crew.
And our buddies.
Yeah,
they're very nice to us.
Yep. Ron Lettington. And
Ingram boards it. They always come over and talk to us,
they
explain a few rules. I don't know if they listen to us and know they need to explain some rules to us.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Maybe they know that we're hurt. We need some help.
Back out top. Oyedije. And she finds Garvin. Nice tip by Titer out of bounds. 6 on the shot clock. And substitutions coming in for Palm Beach Atlantic. They bring in a person not on the roster. We're going to have to figure out who that is. Do you have a 32?
I think so. Let me check here.
Not on my roster.
Okay. No, I don't have a 32.
All right.
They must have changed a jersey number. We'll get a name here in just a moment.
They give it to Charles. Claudia Charles. 23 is now 32.
Yeah.
Well, Claudia Charles in the game from Uppsala, Sweden.
Very good.
And also coming into the game is number 12, and that is Victoria Self from Tampa, Florida. I've lived here 5 years, but I've never heard of Wellsboro Area High School.
Nor have I.
Huh.
We do have some fine sponsors, by the way. We'll mention a couple of them here. Marriott Courtyard by Marriott is located at 3805 West Cypress in Tampa. It's the official host hotel of the Spartans. When you visit, be sure to ask for the UT rate for huge savings. Courtyard by Marriott, simply refreshing. And it's about dinner time, isn't it? Pizza Hut's a proud supporter of UT Athletics. Call Pizza Hut.
You told me you were hungry.
Yeah, I am hungry. And they do deliver, so I wonder if they deliver courtside.
I would think so.
Well, maybe I'll call them here at 251-3399 in the Tampa area, and you can get your pizza delivered to wherever you are at your doorstep. But it has to be local.
Find your own phone number, though.
Yeah.
If you're
find
not
a different
local.
phone number. But Pizza Hut, a fine sponsor of UT Athletics.
6 on the shot clock. Palm Beach Atlantic inbounding under the basket. Inbounded to Garvin. Lobbs, drives, kicks it out. Long shot by Charles, no good. And Titer with the board, a chance to tie. 7-5, PBA up. Ingram from deep, no good. Fighting for it is Titer, and she deflects it to McClure, and the Spartans run it again. Scott, I've been doing these games long enough that PBA was an unofficial, they always call them an unofficial Sunshine State Conference member, and Nudge with the bucket, it's tied. Then they became an official, but what was the term they were?
Not probationary.
Basically that.
Yeah.
They had to meet some rules for a couple years. And now they're official for a couple seasons now.
They are. a new coach this year.
Yes, hired in July.
And while they had struggled getting out of the gate, you can see, I mean, their defense is pretty tough. Ingram, that's what you got to do. They got that zone going right now, and you got to be able to hit a shot from the outside, and Ingram is the zone buster.
Well, you mentioned a first-year coach, and now how they're getting better. And that may be part of the reason. They're getting used to each other.
They defeated Valdosta State when Valdosta State was ranked 23rd in the country, and you might recall that the Spartans lost to Valdosta State. So the one common opponent would indicate that it's going to be a battle for the Spartans today.
Yeah. The other thing I found interesting is in one of the preseason games, they beat Florida International, a D1 school, in the first game, which was just an exhibition game, but beat them 73-56. So what that says about either team, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Spartans now in the lead on a 5-0 run at the moment. Make it 7-0 as Tyter goes in and scores. Tyter with 6. Spartans lead 12-7, 7-0 run. Jack Ike, Scott Lynn. January 2019. Pass inside, goes out of bounds. Communication breakdown there on the entry pass. And we'll come back the other way. Come back the other way. Drive off the glass and in by Salia.
Again, the Spartans have got to take care of the basketball. That's the thing that's driving Tom Jesse crazy right now.
That's the third turnover of the game, and almost holding true to form, like you mentioned earlier, 3 different people.
Yeah.
That's not that many turnovers, but it's still a little more than you want. Nudge, nice little spin, but can't make it.
A little off balance with the move there.
Yeah, they shoved her out a little bit farther than she wanted to be. So it's 12-9. Salia looks to go inside. Shot missed by Cumbie, and it's just out of bounds. She has a little bewildered look on her face, as does Coach Redis.
Palm Beach now has missed 8 of its last 9 shots and has committed 5 turnovers in the last 6 minutes. So they're having a little bit of a difficult time taking care of the basketball as well.
This is where you put it together and you can build on the lead while the other team is struggling. Tampa's allowed them to stay close, so Tampa did go on a 7-0 run. Into the game now is Malia Sullivan, missing the shot, gets her own rebound, up and no, won't fall, gets her own rebound and fights for it and scores.
Well, she's the very impressive freshman from Bartow out of Winter Haven High School.
Rebound stat.
Oh, yeah, she's working on the double-double already.
Says, I know I'll get 10 points.
2 points and 2 rebounds in 1 minute of play. She's on pace for a monster game.
I heard you used to do that. Intentionally miss?
Well, I'm sorry to say it wasn't intentional.
Oh.
And a nice block out there.
Yeah,
Nudge. Even though it was a long rebound, she had got her backside into her opponent. McClure, nice little entry pass, though they double team immediately. Yeah, anybody. Yeah, anybody that's down in the post, they're going down to double.
So they need to find the shooter, maybe a quick kick out. Back to the shooter. Julia Ingram's 1 of 2 from deep. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Spartans by 7 after trailing 7-4. Lobs. Long 3, in and out. Rebound Nudge. 5 seconds on the clock. She looks up, loses the ball. Is there time? No. We've reached the end of the first quarter. After 10 minutes of play, it is Tampa 16, Palm Beach Atlantic 9. You're watching right here on the Sunshine State Digital Network and TampaSpartans.tv.
Folks, did you know our team has its own official orthopedic physicians? Let's give a big shout out to Dr. Seth Gasser and the Florida Orthopedic Institute and their sports medicine team for keeping our players safe and providing athletic training services and medical care to UT student athletes. Crown Plaza offers business travelers high levels of comfort, service, and amenities. Visit Crown Plaza Hotels and Resorts. Crown Plaza, the place to meet. And if you're thirsty, like I am, grab yourself a Pepsi. Pepsi's been bringing fun and refreshment to consumers for more than 100 years.
Spartans right now 7 of 15, about 48%. On the other side, 4 of 13 for Palm Beach Atlantic. Spartans are 1 of 3 on threes, 1 of 4 on threes for Palm Beach Atlantic. And Tampa's 1 of 2 from the free throw line. PBA is yet to get there. Spartans have doubled up on the rebounds, 11 to 6.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Yeah.
And for the season, she is 20 of 50. That's 40%.
Wow.
But if you take out 3 games, if you take out the game at Alaska Fairbanks,
Okay. It was very cold.
she went 0 for 5.
Okay.
Against Barry 0 for 4, and against Texas Women's University 0 for 6. That's 0 for 15. Take those
down to
3 games
35.
out, she is 20 of 35.
Do you expect me to figure the percentage out there?
Well, you're usually the math guy. I just thought I'd give you a shot. But that's incredible. That's 66% or so shooting.
Yep.
But I know you can't take off the 3 games, but those 3 offers, you take those away, and she is just amazing.
More often than not, she's hot.
Yes. Yeah, almost every other game, she shot 50% or better from 3-point range.
Now, those 3 games, one of them was a road game. That was in Alaska. Were the other ones road?
No, Barry here and the Texas Women's
here. Okay.
Yep.
But she's a good shooter.
1 for 2 from downtown so far today.
Spartans in a zone now. They go inside.
Hey, Lauren Cody.
Stolen by Lauren Cody in the lineup. And a steal. There's that turnover. Garvin lays it up and in. 16-11. Tom Jesse probably not happy with that. And she tells Julia Ingram, slow it down. Bounce pass to Tighter. They give her the free throw line. She takes the lane. Won't fall. And controlled by Ross. Anaya Ross in the lineup from Orlando.
I mentioned the win over Valdosta State. It was Garvin that led the way with 19 points, and as we've said about on the season, nobody else scores in double figures. Nobody did in that game either. It was just her 19 that got them the victory.
Wow.
57-51.
Turnaround jumper, rebound to Tighter. Tighter now 4 rebounds on the day. Sullivan loses it, and Tighter has a bounce off her, out of bounds, and another turnover. Spartans need to be a little more careful here.
You can see the frustration. Tighter bouncing the ball not once, but twice in frustration after that.
Ingram, McClure, Cody, Tighter, Sullivan on the floor for Tampa. 8 minutes to go, second quarter. Jumper outside, Salia bounces up and in. 16-13. 4 points now. Consecutive points for PBA to cut the lead down to 3. Sullivan launching. Looked good but didn't fall. They've got numbers. Quickly up to Garvin. She travels. No call. She puts it in. Am I right?
You're right. Okay. When you're right, Jack. That was definitely a travel. Well, we asked the officials to make this a quick game because I was hungry, and I said just no whistles would be good. I didn't think they'd take me seriously. And I'm kidding. They would have called that, of course, had they seen it. All right, we got that timeout, so I'll tell you about a couple of our sponsors. Serving more than 20 years now. The Press Box is Tampa's favorite place to watch the big game. The Press Box located at 222 South Dale Mabry. Now, by the way, I'm not sure if the Barnes & Noble bookstore is open here on campus today because the students aren't back until, the 22nd or 25th?
April?
It seems January, but it seems like they're getting a nice long break.
Yeah. January 22nd they come back. And they've been out since well before Christmas. Nudge. Nice little ball fake. Finds Titer, but hits her in the knee with the pass. And it's a jump ball called. I did talk to Connor Moore, who's done a couple broadcasts with us, and also the manager of the women's team, and he said he believes starting today or maybe next Monday is like a interim winter session where you can get credit, like one credit for 2 weeks. And so that's what they're trying to get in by starting the real semester later.
Oh, okay.
And a shot clock violation.
Well, you just got to know that's coming. Garvin will inbound here in the backcourt. I mentioned earlier she's from Mississippi State. That was last season. She played 15 seasons in her first season at Mississippi State. She started her college career at Auburn, played 20 games, averaged about 10 minutes a game, then went to Palm Beach State College the following year, and then ended up at Mississippi State, and then is now here. So a fourth school in 4 years.
Wow.
Well traveled.
She gave the SEC a try twice.
Yeah, for her, every game's a road game, I guess.
Yeah. To the free throw line.
Oh, now that's interesting. She takes the ball between her legs, Jack. I know you looked down at a note. Watch her when she dribbles. She'll put the ball and dribble a couple of times, and then, while she's leaned over, she'll put the ball between her legs.
Everybody has the little habits or quinky-dinks. There you go.
You know what? Whatever works.
She made 2 in a row.
Yes, that's right. Whatever works.
She's a lefty, too, so that may explain some of that.
Sorry, all you lefties.
I am.
Yeah, I know. She's shooting 70% on the season.
Yeah.
So.
And they're back in the lead. Spartans had a 16-9 lead. They've given up 8 straight. Nudge comes back out.
And they've really done it with good defense. I mean, that's the thing. They try to force a turnover, and then they take off and they run.
Inside to McClure, bounces away from her, another turnover. I think that's about 4 empty possessions in at least the last 5.
Man. That's the 3rd steal for Salia.
Jumper off the rim and then the glass and back in. It's a 10-0 run for Palm Beach Atlantic. Giving him life here to get back in this game. Titer, 3 on the way. No bounces, no good. Nudge tried to get it, but taken away by Garvin. Quickly up court, she threaded between 4 Tampa players who were all hustling back. Lobs, or I should say Salia from deep, no good. And controlled by Titer. Spartans have gone a few minutes now without a bucket. They've given up 10 straight points. It was 16-9, Scott, when you mentioned that PBA had gone scoreless, and we were like, well, this is your chance to put some distance between you. Well, since then, only PBA has scored.
Right. And 5 steals. Garvin has 2. Salia has 3 in this game, and that's got to be driving Tom Jesse a little bit bonkers.
8 turnovers. Jumper by Garvin, off the glass, no good, and Tighter with another board.
Yeah, Garvin is not a three-point shooter, and that wasn't a 3, but she's not. You don't look for her out on the perimeter all that much.
4.5 minutes to go, second quarter, or until halftime.
She's shooting 11% from deep this season, 3 of 26. I rest my case.
Nudge, step back, free throw line, no good. Spartans are just cold right now.
Tom Jesse's told me that they had good practices the last 2 days, but boy, they look like they're rusty. They look like they've just come back from their Christmas break.
Yeah.
And they've had a game, obviously, right before
they played Saturday and won and lost. Men's team won at Embry-Riddle. Pass inside to Cumbie, and she walked. Substitutions. Charles back in, as well as Self for PBA.
Four minutes left. Let's see what the Spartans do with this last 4 minutes of the first half. You've got a couple of shooters with Eshu.
Eshu back in.
And Ingram in the corner right now. Let's see if they can find her.
They just really had difficulty trying to get a nice pass. McClure forced to take it. Rolls in and out. Nudge fights for it, gets it. Tell you what, when she gets her rebound, she's not able to go back up. She's had to kick it back out. And there's going to be a foul called on Self.
Tom Jesse was screaming, "Get her off of her right there." There was contact for sure. Tom just wanted to make sure the officiating crew saw it.
It was very helpful of him.
He's a nice man in that regard. The officials, by the way, know all of these coaches around the league very, very well, and they said that some of them like to harp a little bit more than others. But they're used to it.
Yep, it's part of the job. And I think maybe Nudge got nudged.
Yes, she did. Nudged. She was in position and set a nice solid pick. And
Charles moved her out of the way.
Yeah.
New shot clock, so a full 30. Tighter at midcourt.
Tighter's the only player for the Spartans with more than 3 points. She has 8.
Nudge fouled on the way in by Charles. We'll put her at the line. She's the only one who shot free throws for Tampa. Chris Nelson sat for a long time. She's finally coming back in.
And the first free throw is good by Nudge. And then we see Eshu going now to the bench.
First free throw is in. That ends the scoring drought, and she knocks them both down.
It had been a long time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, DJ hands off to Garvin to go inside. Cumbie pump fake off the glass, no good. Into the hands of Ingram. And with 2:40 to go, we come back the other way. Spartans now with a chance to take the lead again. Chris Nelson back in the game. Eshu out. Tighter. Nudge. Back out to Nelson. Ingram. There you go. She's 2 for 3. Knocks it down.
Well, they found her. They went all the way around the defense and found the open shooter, and she knocked it down.
21-19, Spartans back on top.
That's like a layup, isn't it?
And it won't fall. Nudge just trying to get out of the way. And a good board by Ingram. Ross sent Nudge to the floor.
Tom Jesse was up looking for another foul, looking for a whistle. Didn't hear one, so he's sitting back down now.
Inside, Tighter can't get it up there.
Spartans are missing a lot of shots at point-blank range, and actually both teams are, that they're going to regret. One team is going to rue all those misses later.
Ooh, a little strong. There's why she doesn't shoot threes.
She's only made 3 out of now 30-something.
Inside to Tighter, and I think she got pushed by Cumbie. I think that'll be the call.
You know, Cumbie and Tighter are kind of like identical in their athleticism. They're both very good athletes, have a lot of length, a lot of jumping ability. I've enjoyed watching them too, both of those two, as they have tried desperately to get something going, and neither one really can. Tighter, though, with the 8 points, has had the advantage so far.
They allowed Dory Nudge a chance to adjust her ponytail. When she went to the floor, it knocked out the whatever it might be, a rubber band or something that was holding the hair in place.
The squeegee or whatever they have.
Scrunchy. Yep. McClure, inside Nudge. Gets it. Pump fake. Back out. Tighter inside the arc. Hits it.
Good ball movement that time, and a nice inside-outside pass from Nudge, finding the open Tighter, who knocks down the mid-range jumper.
You know, last 2 times down, good ball movement. Found the open person. Couple buckets. A steal. McClure fighting for it. Jump ball. It'll be PBA's ball.
And I think at the 4-minute mark, it was 19-16, if I'm not mistaken. So now, since that moment that I said that, it's been a 7-0 run for the Spartans.
So whenever you bring things up,
I know.
One team stops what it's doing, and the other team starts to do something.
I'm going to mention maybe Tom Jesse should come out and wipe the floor if there's any perspiration. Look, there he is on the floor.
Other duties as assigned.
Yep. Head coach does it all. Again, they might have a student assigned to that or employed to do that if they were in class.
Not until January
22nd. Yeah.
Inside, Cumbie goes outside. DJ missing. And the rebound to Chris Nelson. 35 seconds on the clock. About a 6-second difference as we wind down the half.
Oye DJ at 5'5", Chris Nelson at 5'4". That's an interesting, fun matchup, too.
Back outside, Nelson. 10 now on the shot clock. McClure inside, Nudge. Point blank jumper, no good. 10 seconds. Jumper inside the arc, and hitting it is DeShazer with 1 second to go, and that's the half.
And Tom Jesse is the first one to head towards the locker room. He's not happy with what he saw from his team in the first half, I don't believe.
Definitely
turnovers, too many of them. I think, 8, if I'm not mistaken, in the first half.
23-21 is the halftime score. And men's game coming up in about an hour and a half, and we will have the men taking on Palm Beach Atlantic as well.
And Justin Pekka, the assistant head coach, is joining me here at the table for a brief interview here as the halftime festivities take place here at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center. 23-21, the Tampa women with a 2-point lead over Palm Beach Atlantic at halftime. And as Jack mentioned, the men's game coming up. 2 teams on winning streaks. The Spartans have won 4 in a row. The Sailfish have won their last 3 after losing 7 of their first 8 this season. So, bottom line, something's got to give. And what do you think there, my friend?
I don't know. Hopefully we come to play today. We're down a few guys, so
who's down? What's the situation?
We're missing Pat Bacon, obviously.
Oh, well, of course.
We're missing Devon Colley.
Devon Colley out as well.
He got hurt on Saturday against Embry-Riddle.
All right. And what is his prognosis? Is it a long-term thing, or do we know? We don't know yet.
Knock on wood.
We grab that mic or put it a little closer to you there.
Knock on wood.
There we go. Well, we will knock on wood on that, and good luck to him. Hopefully he'll be all right. Bottom line, the guys have been playing very well. And what is it, 5 straight games with 80 or more points.
Wow.
You talked to me before the season began and told me that you and Richard Schmidt had told you were going to pull the reins, free him up, let him do whatever, just let him go play.
Yeah.
And it looks like these last 5 games they're definitely doing that.
Yeah. It works. You look smart, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. That's perfect.
Yeah.
But you look surprised when I told you that. Did you not know?
I did not realize that.
Yeah.
No, we've been making shots, so that always helps.
Yeah, 80-plus points, 5 straight games, including that 115-98 win over Shaw, the last game that we saw here, in which the kid had 52 against.
Yeah, you don't usually give up 52 and win, but
you don't normally give up 52 either.
No, that's true.
But
that's a heck of a score.
What's been the difference here in this stretch here, where you guys seem to have not just offensive? You're putting points up, obviously, but I mean, has there been a change in any philosophy, or is it just coming together a little bit?
I think our practices have been really good. Obviously, we're not in class now, so we can focus a little more on basketball. But our defense has been pretty strong, and like I said, we're making shots. So when you make shots, helps everything.
No, it really does. Your guys have seemed to. I mean, Anthony Gamble. The last time we saw him, he went off for the 32-point game here. He has really come on as a guy you knew that could do that. I mean,
absolutely,
he's a big offensive player.
Absolutely, yeah. He's our most talented player, and he's playing really well. And I think Mekhi Biffle's really come on here recently, making shots, and he's actually being more of a leader in practice, which helps a lot. So,
and Cedric Bellarmine has been a real bonus. He's a guy that he's got a couple double-doubles now, and he's a guy that really brings so much energy.
Yeah, we actually moved him from the starting lineup to the bench. He comes off the bench, and it's a good spark off the bench. He's kind of settled in now and understands what we're looking for out of him, so he's playing a lot better.
Yeah, and the big fellow, Marco Downer, is still, we know coming in that he's a project, but at 6'9", he's a big boy. He's a big fella.
Yeah, he's coming on too, and just learning our system every day and practicing well. We're getting him to really buy into practice, and I think it's showing a little bit on the court.
We could talk about each and every guy, but I think especially with Pat Bacon's injury after just 3 games of the season, you asked for and are getting more from Freddie Ibrahim.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's really come on, I think, and doing a nice job for you.
He is doing a nice job. Coming off the bench right now, he's going to start tonight, but he's doing a nice job. He's a senior, knows what we expect, and knows especially in conference play, knows the conference, knows how tough it is, knows how to prepare. So you can't really replace that in practice.
Tell me what you know about PBA coming up tonight.
PBA is good. They're better than their record shows, that's for sure. They have a bunch of guys back, and they've always given us trouble before. They mix up their defenses a lot and run some pretty good offense. They have guys that can shoot, some tough guys inside. May not be the biggest, but they're tough inside, and it'll be a tough game. Any game in the league is tough.
We haven't had a chance to talk to you since the holidays. Did you have a nice Christmas? How about the New Year's? Everything go well?
It was well, yeah. It was nice to get a win before New Year's. That made it a little better. And a couple before Christmas made it a little nicer. But, yeah, we had a few days off. The guys had 7 days off because of the NCAA rule and came back a little out of shape. So we had a fun practice that first day back.
You do know nobody runs lines or anything.
No, we told them to. But
you told them. That's not going to happen.
I don't think they listened.
And you really didn't expect them to, did you?
No, it is what it is.
All right. Justin Pecca, assistant coach, nice to have you here, and we look forward to your game tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. I'm going to go get a hamburger.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Tom's giving them out?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Thank you, Justin. Appreciate it. All right, we'll take a quick break here, come back in about 5 or 6 minutes here and get you updated on the first half scoring in the women's game. Again, Tampa leading Palm Beach Atlantic in the women's game, 23-21 here at the break. I'm Scott Lynn along with Jack Ike. You're hearing it all on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. We're about a minute and a half away from the start of the second half here in Tampa. The Spartans of UT leading Palm Beach Atlantic, the Sailfish 23-21 at the break. Not a very pretty first half. The Spartans led 16-9 at the end of one, and then just saw a 10-0 run by Palm Beach Atlantic as they took the lead. Spartans did finish strong, though, and have the 2-point advantage at the break. But again, the shooting percentages not particularly good. Both teams in around the mid-30s, and that's from the floor overall. Looking at the three-point shooting, 1 for 8 for Palm Beach Atlantic and 2 for 7 from Tampa. We had not seen, Jack, very much success from beyond the arc.
Julia Ingram.
Yes.
The success story.
Yeah, she's the one. She's the one. Yeah, yep. 2 for 3 indeed. But again, 23-21, turnovers the story here. 8 turnovers for Tampa and 7 for Palm Beach Atlantic.
Yeah, and the Spartans, and they haven't been like smart turnovers. You know, they haven't been trying to do something. They've just sort of been giving it away, almost unforced errors.
Stasia Tider, the only scorer for either team in double-figure scoring. She has 10, 5 of 10 from the floor. Dory Naj with just 1 of 6 from the floor, 5 points and 6 rebounds. You do expect to see her maybe have a more successful second half. I know that they were looking for, and there were double teams down on the post, but I got to think that the halftime discussion might have been, let's get the ball to her, and Dory, finish.
Yep.
Take it strong and finish. Stasia Tider with a nice first half, ready to inbound the ball here. And I'm Scott Lynn. I'll turn it right back over to my broadcasting partner, Jack Ike.
All right, thank you very much. Teams on the floor. It'll be Tider, Nudge, Nelson, McClure, and Eshu for the Spartans. Gumby, Ross, the Shazer, Oye DJ, and Garvin on the floor. And we're underway, third quarter. Spartans by 2. McClure bouncing into Nudge, gets that double team again, has to kick it out. Nelson fouled. Fouled by Oye DJ. Nobody in any real foul trouble. Second on Oye DJ and 2 on Self.
And a turnover once again.
Garland knocks down McClure, and they call the charge.
Julie McClure very smartly got position outside the circle and managed to draw that personal foul. She's all smile.
Got a big smile. I think she kind of went down like a gust of wind blew her down there.
Yeah. I think she's explaining, she did throw her elbow, and maybe I did a little exaggerate it, and she's pleading guilty as charged. But
too late to take it back, though.
Yeah. It was the correct call, but if there was contact, it wasn't as much maybe as we might have been led to believe.
I don't know if the referee's saying, I'll give you one.
Yeah. And the Oscar goes to Julia.
That would be in a lead role. Free throw line jumper, no good by Eshu. She has not had an easy time getting shots today.
No. Just even looks.
Yeah. She's only had 2. One of 3 Spartan double-digit scorers on the season. Nice drive, missed, and Nudge just grabs that one. I shouldn't say only, I looked at Nelson's line, her 8th rebound.
Yeah.
So I can't be 1.
It was interesting to see Garvin. If she could have used her right hand, she could have laid it off the glass that last time down, but she switched it to her left hand and made a tough shot. Made it a tough shot. It did not go.
Early minutes, second half. Jack Ike, Scott Lynn, and a carry. You don't see that much anymore. I'll tell you, not to be old school, but from when you and I played, it's like if we were to watch film and then somebody would tell us it was from the 70s and it was now, we'd say every dribble's a palming.
Oh, yeah, every dribble. Yep.
I mean, if your hand wasn't on top physically at the North Pole.
Yeah.
Nudge drives the lane, falls down, and a foul is going to be called on Ross. Just her first.
Again, nothing coming easy for Nudge today.
She looks like she's going to need the whirlpool after this game.
I think so. She had a nice, strong move. Didn't put it up as quickly as maybe she could have or would like to have, but that might have been because Ross was saddling her and riding her to the ground. Julia McClure is just taking care of all kind of business. She's a great defender. And we saw her actually down at this other end working her magic defensively on Garvin. But boy, there is a lid on both baskets.
Yeah. Warm outside, but it's cold in here right now.
I got to think any coach is watching this game along the Sunshine State Conference. They're not learning much about either team.
And not sure if the shot clock didn't start. It started a little bit, but didn't quite start on time. So we started again. Okay, DJ. Guarded by Nelson to Garvin. Puts up a three, taken away by Titer.
The Spartans will give her that all day long.
Titer and Nudge have combined for 13 rebounds of the 21.
What a move by Nelson. Fake to the right, sprinted to the left on the dribble, laid it high off the glass.
Her first bucket of the game. She doesn't score a lot.
And I think DJ might have got away with a walk right there as she caught the ball and pressure was coming.
Oh, a nice move by Garvin, and it falls in.
Very similar to the one where she switched from the right hand to the left. This time, though, she had not as much defensive pressure.
Nelson looked at the three, backed it off. Nudge inside the arc. Nothing but net there. Nice job. You don't see her take that one often.
No. But she was wide open and had a good look at it. Had her feet set. Nelson found her with a nice pass and an easy two.
27-23 Spartans. Spartans in a zone now. And that one gets away, but tracked down by DJ. 7 on the shot clock. To the corner. Garvin, the lefty. Off the rim, no good. And Titer corrals it.
Titer with good position and just went up with the left hand and corralled that one.
McClure needs somebody. Finds Nelson. 10 now on the shot clock. Bounce pass, Nudge. Nice fake. Can she get it up? She does. Won't fall. Fights for it. And they call a foul on the floor. I think it might be on DJ.
Dory Nudge is just getting so frustrated. She's right there and just cannot get the ball to go through the net.
You know, she's giving him a good move, and then when she gets to the basket, they seem to, everyone collapse on her. The foul was called on DeShazer. No, I take that back. It looks like Garvin, her second. That's the 4th team foul on PBA already. Spartans with none at this point. So that's something to look at, though.
Yeah.
With the team shooting so cold,
right?
Is that an advantage?
Spartans will be going to the line. Next foul.
Titer, elbow, airballed it.
Well, Titer and Nudge have combined for 20 field goal attempts of the 32 the Spartans have attempted in the game so far. They've taken on the bulk of that responsibility, but are 7 of 20. Kind of emblematic of what the team has done.
Right, that's a good 3-point percentage. That one just goes through the wickets and out of bounds.
But both teams shooting about 25% here in this third quarter. It has not been a thing of beauty, for sure.
Spartans were right about 50% after the first quarter. I believe they were 7 for 15. But not much since then. 4 for 17 since.
Well, as I mentioned, the shooting woes. Here's Julie Ingram back into the lineup. Let's see if they can find her quickly.
Nelson has it off her kneecap.
Yeah, that's a bad pass by Nudge right there.
We used to call those ankle passes. Bounce it off their ankles, doesn't do you any good. Garvin just can't buy one either.
Tied her with her 8th rebound. Tom Jesse's really working his gum. He's got chewing gum in there and he can't.
Ingram fouled and scores.
Yep, just find Julia Ingram. She'll be the one responsible for getting points on the board.
Closer than she had been at any other time during the game to shoot, but knocks it down. 29-23 Spartans. Timeout is called, and we'll step out for a second right here on the Sunshine State Digital Network.
Connected via Skybridge to the Tampa Convention Center, Embassy Suites offers a convenient location close to dining and entertainment in downtown Tampa, located just a few blocks from campus. Come stay in luxury at 513 South Florida Avenue in Tampa. Mastro Subaru is your trusted Tampa Subaru dealer, located at 6402 West Hillsborough Avenue. Customers can view their huge Subaru inventory as well as receive full-service maintenance on vehicles. As a Spartan sponsor, watch for Mastro's UT staff and student service specials at Mastro Subaru. Our reputation rides with you. And for fresh made hot or cold subs, visit Firehouse Subs. At Firehouse, our subs are made the firefighter way, served steaming hot and loaded with the finest fresh sliced meats and cheeses. Located at 2617 West Kennedy Boulevard, and Firehouse is founded by firemen.
4:56 to go here in the third quarter. Men's game scheduled to start at 7:30. That's probably pretty close to right. Palm Beach Atlantic against the Tampa Spartans.
Well, Julia Ingram did not start today, but she's come off the bench, played 18 minutes, and has 8 points. And will be going for her 9th here in just a moment, her first free throw attempt of the day.
Knocks it down. She has 9. Very efficient, 9 points on 3 of 4 shooting. That's Salia in the lineup with the ball. Garvin, top of the key, gets a pick, pops off the rim, no good. Nudge with the rebound. She has 9 now. Tighter, posts up. Plenty of time, 15 on the shot clock. Entry pass to Nudge. Faces up, off the glass, and Charles rebounds. That time she might have had the jump shot, but took it in, and Charles got in her way.
Nudge now 2 for 9 and from the floor, and most of those right at the basket.
Garvin driving on McClure. Good defense. Knocks it home anyway. 25.
High degree of difficulty on that bank shot.
Yes.
Just the second made field goal of the third quarter.
Oh, and there's that unforced error I was talking about. Just slid off the hands and out of bounds. Gets the Spartans up to 11 turnovers.
If you joined us late, I had mentioned early on that Tom Jesse told me before the game today that the offense simply is not matching the defense. It's just they're having a tough time with the basketball right now. He said that game at Embry-Riddle that we shot 55%, Embry-Riddle shoots 35% or whatever, and we lose. He goes, that's the second time this year that's happened to him.
Really? Long 3, no good.
And that comes to turnovers.
Taken by Nelson. She's going to hustle it up the court. Doesn't have numbers, so she backs out. Outside, McClure passes on the shot. Pass inside to Tighter. Can she do anything with it? Yeah, loops it up and in.
Nice little spin
on that one.
Yeah, nice little scoop move off the glass and down.
Tampa comes in averaging 64 points offensively. That's 7th in the conference. Number 1 in defense at 52. Palm Beach Atlantic is number 8 in defense at 65. Foul called on McClure under the bucket.
And I think in the act of shooting. So free throws coming.
Tampa's scoring margin is 11.8 a game. We haven't seen Florida Southern yet, have we?
Not here.
Not here. They played them earlier? Yeah, they did play them earlier.
Yeah.
Their scoring margin is 26 points a game. Whew.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, they played the Spartans earlier in the year, and it was only a 7-point difference. At the time, ranked 21st in the nation. Garvin hits that shot. She has 11. It's climbed into double digits. Has 12. Tied with Titer for game scoring honors. 2.5 minutes to go. Third quarter, Spartans by 6. Nelson drives the lane off the glass, lost control. Last few times down, I noticed Titer has done the posting. Nudge has stayed outside. I think they were just not getting the results they wanted, and said, let's give her a little more freedom outside.
Well, you keep going to the well. If the player that you're going to the well with doesn't produce, you're going to have to change it.
Long three, no good. Fighting for it is Titer. She's got 9 rebounds to go with 12 points. Kick. Spartans will inbound, 16 seconds to go. Ingram slaps the ball. Eshu back into the lineup. Into Titer. Turns around, faces Cumbie. Puts up the jumper, won't go. Heading to the other end is Self. Lefty dribble. Calls out the play. Ten on the shot clock. Skip past the lobs. Puts up a little runner. No good. Into the hands of Cumbie. They go back outside. Shot clock was running down. And nice awareness by Self to see it and knock down the shot.
Sailfish just one goal away.
Lead down to 4. Under a minute, third quarter. Eight on the shot clock, and Nudge goes inside and is fouled. Should be on Self. Nope, they're calling it on Ross. Her third.
Not just 64% shooter coming into the game, but is 3 of 6 from the line so far. Struggling a bit today.
But if you knock these two down, you're right there.
Yep.
That's the plan.
Exactly right.
It's all about averages.
It's all about the math.
Yeah. It's not where you've been. It's where you're going. Hit them both.
Indeed. There you go. Perfect.
Yep.
Sullivan back in, we see, for Spartans.
She replaces Chris Nelson, so Ingram will run the point. They're going to run it down. They can run it down to about the last 3 seconds, so they'll probably initiate something with 10. There it is, 10 on the shot clock, and here we go. Self, guarded by Ingram. Looks to drives the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound Ross, up off the glass, no good. Tipped into Eshu, and she'll just let the clock run out.
Tell you, Ross, with that 6-foot body, she's a big post player.
Yeah, she is.
She went up over the top and grabbed that rebound for a moment.
We've reached the end of 3 quarters, and it's 34-28. The Tampa Spartans on top of the Palm Beach Atlantic Sailfish right here on the Sunshine State Digital Network.
One of our fine sponsors is Jimmy John's. At Jimmy John's, they're freaks about fresh bread, meats, and veggies because that means better sandwiches for all. Freaky fresh, freaky fast. Jimmy John's, freak. Yeah. Florida Orthopedic Urgent Care. Let's give it up to the Spartan team of physicians of Florida Orthopedic Institute, Florida's largest orthopedic group, and to Dr. Seth Gasser and his sports medicine team for keeping our players active and safe on and off the field with their ortho urgent care located just minutes away in South Tampa. And University Dining Services by Sodexo allows you to choose from 27 dining stations serving breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, and snacks. The official concessionaire of UT Athletics is Sodexo Campus Dining. Visit the UT website and check dining services for their variety and hours.
Spartans will take a 6-point lead into the fourth quarter. Not an artistic game.
Definitely not.
I mean, the Spartans are the top defensive team in the conference, and then kind of in the middle on offense, but they're at only halfway to their scoring average.
Neither team shooting well from beyond the arc today. It's one thing I always look at because you get that extra point for the field goal attempt. And PBA, 1 of 11 in the game. 0 of 3 in the third quarter. The Spartans, not a whole lot better. 2 for 9, 22%, 0 of 2 in the period.
Final 10 underway.
And frankly, the Spartans really didn't take advantage of that free throw disparity that we saw.
Yeah.
They didn't get to the line that much more. They were fouled in the act of shooting, so they did get to the line, but they really didn't take advantage of getting into the bonus early.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Up top, Salia. Back out. Lobs for 3. Airballed it. Technically, I guess not an air ball. She hit the outside of the net. Ingram across the timeline.
You'd normally say this is a 2-possession game, but the way they're both shooting 3-pointers, I think it's really a 3-possession game.
It might be a 6-possession game.
It might be. It might be. Dory just dribbled right into a triple team. That's just...
And threw it away.
Not great basketball, right?
Got off balance and threw it away. They were bailed out by a runner that was ill-advised.
Ugly basketball, folks, today. Both of these teams, I think, are better than we're seeing.
Well, you can kind of see the looks on their faces, like, what is going on? Well, frustration.
Yeah.
You don't get style points for basketball, and certainly not in this game. Someone will win, though.
Somebody's going to get a victory.
Inside the nudge. Puts the fake on. Jumper. Glass and in. See, that time she didn't try to go too deep.
Right.
Where she's been running into trouble.
And didn't try a whole lot of fancy footwork. Just rose up and shot it over the top, over Ross, and put it off the glass. That's a much better shot.
This is the biggest lead of the game, 8 points. Garvin. Oh, she hit glass. I don't think it was intended.
Well, it certainly wasn't a bank shot angle.
That's
it was more like, it's back there to break the fall.
Don't smile. Don't smile.
Don't smile.
Run back.
I meant that. I meant for that to happen.
I tell you, Ross and Nudge are just pushing each other around, making the entry pass tough. Ingram for 3. Oh, halfway down and came out.
Yeah, and she's almost surprised when it doesn't go down.
Yep.
As we all are. That would have been a big 3-pointer.
Yes. Cumby boards, misses over Titer's back, but Nudge gets the board, and I think she has hit, she's got 11 now. And Ingram, an unforced error, just double dribbles, looking to pass. She went to pass, player wasn't looking, she picked the ball back up. Lead is 6, 7.5 to go in the game. Nudge with the steal, but controlled and then thrown away, but recovered.
By the way, despite the critique that we've put on Dory Nutt, she does have a double-double today, her fourth of the season.
Yes.
So she's working hard.
Well, it's just been frustrating that whenever she goes inside, she's at least double-teamed.
Yeah.
And to the point where she can't find an outlet.
11 points, 11 boards. Tyder's just one rebound away from her third double-double.
The shoe spots up and knocks it down. Nice.
Her family, of course, Emily's family was here
Over the
just before the Christmas break,
yeah.
and told us that it's actually SU. SU.
They said, but whatever you say, if she's having a hot day, just keep calling her that.
Calling her that, yeah, whatever you want to say.
If you're back in Naperville, we hear it's cold, but
it's 80 here, so deal with it.
we're comfortable.
Just kidding.
We're comfortable.
Happy New Year, by the way, to all the parents and everybody watching here today. SU called for the block there.
And she would like an explanation.
Yeah. She ran up and initiated the contact. And had her arms in front of her, sort of
Defensively. And a timeout is called by Palm Beach Atlantic head coach Manisha Redis. I guess they call it a media timeout. Don't blame us. We're ready to keep going.
Well,
But
since if they're doing
you
it
have
for
something
us,
to say.
I've got a couple more sponsors we should mention then.
Go ahead
If it's
and
for
say
us.
that.
Okay. Well, Krispy Kreme. Who doesn't want to talk about Krispy Kreme, huh? For generations, Krispy Kreme's been serving delicious donuts and coffee. Stop by for an original glazed donut or other variety paired with a hot coffee. Visit the nearest Krispy Kreme here in Tampa, near campus on West Kennedy. Krispy Kreme serving hot donuts now. And Sailport Waterfront Suites in Tampa is Tampa's only all-waterfront, all-suite resort, located on beautiful Rocky Point Island, just minutes from UT. Sailport is a refreshing alternative to typical box hotels with its spacious rooms and waterfront relaxation. Sailport Waterfront Suites is an official partner of UT Athletics.
Biggest lead of the game, 39-30. Spartans holding on. Low scoring affair here in Tampa today. By the way, 7:30 the men's game. Same schools. Palm Beach Atlantic coming to Tampa to play the Spartans.
No games this weekend for UT, the men or the women. They're both off until Wednesday, a week from today, January 9th, when they are home to take on the Rollins Tars. Jack and I will be here. Absolutely.
I think they're eventually they get a Wednesday, Saturday homestand. I think that's a little ways away. Inside to Cumbie. Lost it out of bounds. Equally as frustrating on the PBA side to see that.
Yeah.
Chance for a double-digit lead. Neither team has done that. PBA's biggest lead, I believe, was 5. It was 21-16, I think, was the biggest lead they had. McClure looking, can't find anyone, goes to Eshu. Goes inside, but tipped away by Garvin. And the ball goes out into the lobby.
Palm Beach Atlantic, by the way, is at Eckerd on Saturday, so they're playing here right away. The women play 2 o'clock, of course, and then the men at 4. That's Saturday at Eckerd, and then they will be home to take on Florida Southern a week from tonight,
so
January 9th.
They get their 2 long road trips out of the way.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I'm imagining. Oh, at the buzzer, almost banked it in. At the shot clock was Ingram. I imagine they go home. I don't think you would stay up here for Saturday.
I don't know. With school out, perhaps they would. Get some practices.
Yeah. Nice drive. Garvin, though, can't finish the deal.
And there's the 10th rebound for Tyder and a double-double, her third of the year.
2 players with double-doubles today.
Well, lots of chances for rebounds, Jack.
Yeah, there have been. Spartans with 34, 28 for Palm Beach Atlantic. And a timeout is called.
Sorry, Jack. It looks like Tampa, even with 13 turnovers in the game, may manage to hold on, although there's still 5 minutes to play.
Robin.
And I'm Chris.
We're the brothers behind Firehouse Subs. The last thing anyone needed was another sub shop.
They needed a better one.
We built Firehouse Subs on quality and quantity.
And I'm the quality.
Why my quantity?
Are you kidding?
Try our hook and ladder sub.
Smoked turkey breast, Virginia honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese.
Yeah, all served steaming hot on a toasted sub roll. Our way beats their way. If you don't agree,
it's free.
On him.
It's on him.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
And the Spartans, despite not having their best game offensively, which is an understatement, might still with a 3-point lead, a 3-possession lead, I should say.
This is the kind of game where when it's over and you get the win, you're just glad and get off the court before anybody can talk you out of it.
And Tom Jesse's going to be thrilled that there are practices between now and next Wednesday.
Yep, you may not want to play on Saturday. 5 minutes exactly to go. They go right into Nudge. Finds Tighter. She backs it off, though. Smart play. They realize an open shot, but points are not that huge right now. Ingram, though, takes the 3 and misses. Garvin's going to try to go coast to coast. Lays it up. Nice spin and in.
Spun it from the underside of the rim up and in. How does that happen? Full court pressure.
Whoa, and McClure is just pummeled by Garvin. I think about 2 or 3 players to the ground, including Salia, who's getting up, walking a little gingerly. Garvin trying for the steal. I think she turned her ankle, maybe.
Well, full court pressure, man-to-man. Spartans haven't seen this all day, so they'll see falling back. So it's only...
But, okay, I didn't see anyone touch that.
Yeah. I think DeShazier got her hand in there and flipped it away.
The way everyone reacted, that is correct. They want Nelson to go left. She hands off to Nudge. 5 on the shot clock. Tighter, jumper, free throw line, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Garvin, the other way, lead down to 7.
A little sense of urgency, Coach Redis is saying. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Garvin for 3, and she knocks that one down.
Just her 4th of the year, but that's a big one.
She's going to try. That one cuts it to 4.
Boy, Chris Nelson's having a difficult time handling the basketball today.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that this year.
Lead down to 4. It was 9 about a minute ago, minute and a half ago. There's a turnover. They fight for it, and the possession arrow gives it to Tampa.
The Sparks are not fooling anybody. They're telegraphing the passes. I'm going to throw a bounce pass here, try to get it inside, and it's not fooling the Sailfish.
Nope.
They're able to knock the ball away, get a hand in there in the passing lane.
Nelson to inbound. To Tighter. 10 now on the shot clock. 3:20 to go. Tighter jumper. In and out. Salia with the ball. To Lobs. Salia. Jumper just inside and hits it. And a quick timeout is called, and the lead is 1.
And it's the Sailfish, Coach Redis, that's calling the 30-second timeout. She wants to set up full court pressure once again. This had a feel, and I almost mentioned it a moment ago, Jack. It has the same kind of feel as the last game that we called here when the Spartans had the lead, kind of never took advantage of it though, and then let the game get away and
they end up losing.
Losing on wasn't at the buzzer, but it was close to it.
Yeah.
And now PBA with a stop here can take the lead.
It is a 2-point lead, though. I thought that.
Yeah, the scoreboard in-house had 39-38, but I think they double-clicked or something. It is 39-37.
7-0 run since the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, a couple of baskets and the three-pointer. That's exactly what it was.
Full court press into McClure, bounces it to Titer. They back off a little bit, but pressure her across the timeline, as you can see.
Cumbie will get a hand in there if you don't take care of the ball. Ooh, might have got away with a carry there.
Nudge wants someone to come out. She drives the lane, puts it up. No bucket. They wave it off.
Fouled on the drive. And that's the 4th team foul, so they're not shooting free throws yet. They will the rest of the way, though. And only one team foul for Tampa in the quarter, so they have some fouls to give should they need to put themselves in that position.
Inside a nudge, deflected off her. Deflected off Ross out of bounds. Spartans will retain the ball.
Nelson looked at 2 different options up front, and then the third option was Nudge coming to the basket, and a good defensive play knocking it back out of bounds, and they'll have to redo it.
Nudge again. Same play. Couldn't find it. They lob it out to McClure, who was able to corral it.
Garvin at 6'1" with some athleticism had a chance to get that one.
2.5 minutes to go. Nudge. Titer with 10 on the shot clock. Turns around in the lane, puts it up. Won't go, foul called.
The thing that the Spartans have to do is continue to play, run their offense, and not get caught up in the fact that the Sailfish have scored the last 7. You got to still play to win. You can't play to lose. And right now, the Spartans are not the aggressor, it would seem. Palm Beach Atlantic, certainly with its pressure defense, has caused them problems all day. Titer has not been to the line so far today. But these are big. Need them both to take a 4-point lead, make it a 2-possession game.
76% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first. Lobs into the lineup for Ross, so they take away some of the bulk for a quicker guard.
And a 3-point shooter in lobs.
Second one bounces off the rim and back in. 41-37. Salia across the timeline.
Clutch free throws for Titer.
Driving the baseline. Nudge tries to block it. Rebounds it anyway. Gives it to Nelson.
13 boards for Dory. Her season high is 16, which ties SU for team honors.
This is a big trip with a 4-point lead. Ingram's going to drive, gets through and lays it in. Julia Ingram has 11 on a nice drive.
And when you've seen Tampa kind of go side to side and side to side, it's nice to see somebody just take it strong to the basket.
Yep. Lead is 6. Garvin fouled by Nudge. She can't believe it, but the call has been made.
11 points for Ingram.
I think she said something in Hungarian as the referee kind of looked at her like, were you insulting me?
Maybe she was berating herself. Maybe that's what it was. So 1:22 left. Spartans needs to make sure to box out on the rebound on a missed shot here. Don't want to give him extra points. Palm Beach Atlantic has only been to the line 4 times in the game. 3 for 4. It's been Garvin all 4 times, and now all 6 times as she'll go to shoot 2 here. Tampa's 8 of 11, in case you're wondering about any disparity.
Between the legs and up.
Yep. You know, a lot of times a free throw shooter will want the feel of the leather, the feel of the basketball.
Yeah.
I know back in the day when I was playing, I would spin the ball one last time and put it in the pocket as I would go into the shooting motion. She obviously feels good about.
Second one doesn't fall, so the lead stays 5.
A little razzle-dazzle. And that was exactly what Tampa had to do, was box out and get that defensive rebound that time down.
And a foul called on Ross, and that is foul number 4.
And 2 free throws coming up here because they're in the bonus.
First free throw is good. 44-38.
Some pressure free throws late here by Nudge.
Rolls around, and Chris Nelson almost got the rebound.
She almost snuck in there and picked a pocket, didn't she? Well, that could potentially be a big miss if somebody knocks down a three-pointer.
Yes.
But, as we've said, that hasn't happened a lot today. The Sailfish just 2 of 14.
Across the timeline comes Celia. Nelson on her. Drives the lanes, tries to scoop it through, doesn't, gets it to Nudge, and she's fouled by Celia.
Well, they needed to get something in a hurry, but that was a tough shot.
Yeah.
And the Spartans got the rebound and then the ensuing foul. They can ice the game from the line here if they continue to make free throws. We haven't seen enough evidence that the Sailfish can score a lot of points in the final 58 seconds.
Nudge back to the free throw line.
Taking care of business.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, despite a 3 for 10 shooting day, Dory Nudge is going to have a pretty nice line.
45-38. 46-38.
14 points, 14 boards for Dory. So.
46-38, 58 seconds to go. Spartans by 8.
Yeah, they really need to get that.
Your pizza loaded with cheese, then have we got a crust for you. Pizza Hut's ultimate cheesy crust pizza. 16 cheesy pockets overflowing with a 5-cheese blend of melted cheeses. Only from Pizza Hut and only for a limited time. No one out.
Where they team had a 3-point lead, but they showed it as 2. They didn't give them credit for it. And Kidd came down in the last 10 seconds, saw they were down 2, drove the lane. They let him drive, made the layup, lost by 1.
Yeah. Nice job right here by Ron Ledington. He went over to the scorer's table and said, did we get that last point put up there? And checked with the official scorer. They looked and said, no, we need to get that up there. So then the scoreboard operator added the point, and that's the way it should work.
Yeah.
Credit to Ron Ledington. He's one of the best officials in the league,
yes,
in the Sunshine State Conference. And he noticed that, and as we said, it's a big deal. Because if you think you're down 7, it's different than when you're down 8. It just is.
You know, maybe in the first quarter they'll catch it at the quarter, but this time you got to do it now. Final minute underway. The lead is 8. Lobs passed up the 3. New player in the ball game hits the 3 from deep water is Stang, just into the lineup, and she hit it.
Katie Stang doesn't play a lot. This is just her 6th game. And I was just going to check to see. She is a 3-point shooter. She's made 5 of 13. So in her limited duty, she's now 6 of 14. And again, that's a big 3.
Yeah.
because it makes it a 5-point game. If you after the timeout, if you steal the ball, force a turnover, you got a chance to make it a 1-possession game.
Right. Spartans need to value the ball.
Both Garvin and Ross playing with 4 personal fouls. I mean, I know there's only 47 seconds left, but somebody out there on the floor has got a foul.
Yeah.
And if it's Ross or Garvin, it'll be their final foul of the day and their final action of the day.
Spartans have 4 players with more than 30 minutes logged in this game so far, including Titer, who has 39 minutes. She has not come out of this game.
And as we mentioned earlier, her 3rd double-double of the season. She might be our post-game guest if the Spartans do hang on. Well, as you've said, it's not a thing of beauty. But the Spartans are going to take it if they can just get out of here with a W.
Tampa to inbound, get it to Nelson. Double teamed and fouled.
Titer's had a block. She's had a steal. She's doing some other things as well. Had a couple of assists. But the big thing she's done is really worked on the boards. She has 10 rebounds, but she has tipped balls to her teammates a half a dozen times, maybe that she could have grabbed for rebounds. She's really done a nice job.
Nelson missing the front end. Or I should say the first of 2.
The first of 2. And what that does, it makes it the most that the Spartans can lead after this free throw is 6, meaning a 3-point shot, if it were to go, would make it the 1-possession game. So they took out several of the players and put in and are leaving 3-point shooters in.
Hits that one though. Got to hit one of the 2. At least make it a legit 2-possession where you can only tie. 40 seconds to go. Stang already hit one, misses that one. Nudge rebounds, and they foul her. She kind of looks at the ref like, I know you can foul, but does it have to be like that?
Well, she was looking for somebody to give the ball up to, but Chris Nelson had just missed a free throw. Nudges made her last 4, if I'm not mistaken. And the officials are trying to get them, the Sailfish, to come on down here in a hurry because Tori Nudge is waiting to shoot her free throw.
That's the 4th foul on Cumbie.
We're getting some coaching over there, saying what will happen if she makes or misses.
No Spartans on the line. You don't want anyone to foul 90 feet away. She hits the first. There you go. That is a little more comforting to have a 7-point difference. Hits them both.
Well, Dory with 10 made free throws. At the end of the day, her line's going to be pretty good. 16 points and 14 rebounds, and still with 32.9, she might get another board or 2.
33 seconds to go.
Well, this is going to feel good for Tom Jesse. They didn't play their best, but they are going to probably come out with a win, it looks like, and it'll raise their conference record to 3-2, and that kind of keeps them in the thick of the race. You really don't want to be 2-3 on the second day of January.
Especially losing to teams below you in the standings.
Exactly. The Sailfish are going to continue to have their woes in the conference. They are 0-3, about to go to 0-4, unless the Spartans let this slip away.
Stang looking, Nudge. Whoa, almost flipped that one in, but Nudge gets the board, and a foul is called on Salia.
Dory's working it now. She knows how to take advantage of the last minute or 2. Picks up a rebound there, or should be credited with that. There it is.
She has a 16-15 game going.
Yep, 15 rebound game.
Men's game to follow. It's scheduled for 7:30. It's going to be a little bit after that. 30 minutes for warm-ups.
Boy, Dory's really confident in the line now. She's really in a groove.
Would we have her
shooting with confidence?
2 for 5 at one point? Is that what you said?
Can't remember. I think that's 8 straight makes now.
Yeah.
I think she was 4 of 8, or 4 of
7 or
4
something.
of 7, something like that.
Lobs, deep, missed, no rebounds.
And that ties her career high and the season high for any Spartan. It's the second time she's done it this season, 16 boards. And SU had 16 also in a game.
10 seconds, down to 5, and that will do it. Spartans get the win. They win by 10, picking up a double-digit lead at the end on free throws, and it is a 51-41 final this afternoon or early this evening here in Tampa. Spartans were led by Dory Nudge with 18 points, 16 rebounds. Stasia Titer, 14 points, 10 rebounds. Julia Ingram had 11 points in the game to lead 3 Spartans with double-digit points. On the other side, Palm Beach Atlantic, 19 for Garvin, and as usual, she's the only one in double digits today. As the Spartans win the game to go to 9-4 overall, 3-2 in the Sunshine State Conference. Palm Beach Atlantic falls to 2-8, 0-4 in the Sunshine State Conference. It's right there. Joining me, Stasia Titer. There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You look tired coming over here. That was a grinder.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good win also.
You know, those are the kind of games where it seems like you just get the win and get out of here because you're not getting style points on either side, it seemed like.
Oh, no. No, not at all. You know, I just try to help my teammates out the best way I can and, you know, just go in there and just play, you know.
You and Dory double-doubles. That was kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean, Dory's a great teammate to have. I mean, she's outstanding, and I love playing with her, actually. And me and her, we just have, I say we have good chemistry for the most part, offensively and defensively, I say. So
it looked like in the second half, correct me if I'm wrong, but she was the post player in the first half and you were on the perimeter, but you went more deep and she ran the outside. Was that a change of plans?
No, I mean, as far as the game plan goes, we both are good back to the basket post, so coach doesn't mind if it's the interchangeable post in between us two, so he doesn't really mind. So we just, whoever gets down the court first poses up and just stays in the post.
All right. Boy, it seemed like as soon as you touched the ball, you were double or triple teamed if you were deep, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're scoring, I would double team a person too if they're scoring as well. So I don't blame them for that. I just try to. That's when the assist comes into play. So. Okay.
I'll keep it short because I know you want to get in there. How were the holidays?
Oh, good. I mean, I know I had games, so I didn't do too much.
Yeah, that's true. Is it kind of nice, though, to know you got a few weeks here with just basketball to worry about?
I love it. I absolutely love it. Can't go wrong with just playing basketball, no school.
I wish I could. Stasia, congratulations.
Thank you,
we'll see you next Wednesday when you're here.
Absolutely. All right. Tune out.
So the Spartans win it 51-41 is the final score. We've got a men's game coming up in about 30 minutes as the Spartans will take on PBA in that game. For Scott Lynn, this is Jack Ike saying thanks for joining us, and join us again in 30 minutes for Tampa Spartans men's basketball.